What's up, y'all? Pardon me in advance because I know my voice is going to sound so crunchy. So, I have a message, and it is going to be majority directed towards human trafficking. So, I'm going to give that trigger warning now. Um, you don't want to be here if you don't want to hear about human trafficking. And the thing is, yeah, click off now. Click off now. I've been on the internet for the past, well, it's been almost 3 years consistently, right? Consistently, consecutively, like actually showing up. And, you know, before I guess we have to say it is consciousness because I wasn't always at this space where my perspective was so open where I could see everything so clear. It's like any veils that were there. And of course, we know in October, the veil gets thin anyway, even if we weren't dealing with what I'm talking about right now. But nonetheless, the point that I'm making is I see so much clearer than I ever have before. So, as I'm looking at the internet, I'm looking at the internet from a brand new lens. I'm experiencing the internet from a brand new lens. Now I recognize why vulnerability and performance don't go hand in hand when we're talking about the internet because you can't have it both ways. Oh, we got to get on here and perform and be someone that you're not in order to be relevant, in order to gain clout, or you got to get on the internet and be vulnerable and show us who you really are. They don't work together. You can't ask someone to perform and then at the same time ask them to be vulnerable. It doesn't work like that. So, since the internet has been curated as this space where you must perform according to the society that we're dealing with right now. You have to understand that that's 9 times out of 10 what you're going to get because people have already they've been conditioned to believe that the only way that they can matter is if they get on the internet and they perform. That's why when people get on the internet and they're vulnerable, authentic, fully themselves, people automatically assume, oh, this has to be performance. And then let them find out that is not performance, that this was real. That doesn't really fit well in the sphere of performance, role playing, masquerade balls. Me being able to see from this lens now and recognize certain things on the internet that are clearly red flags. It's led me down a rabbit hole. One of the rabbit holes is Vicky. Okay, she is just one of my subjects right now because I find her story very compelling. I look at this girl and I recognize two things. Number one, she is a product of everybody else's conditioning, everybody else's handling. She's had handlers since shit. She been on the internet. The thing is she didn't have the right handlers ever because she should have never had handlers. Vicky is being for what I'm about to say. Okay. I don't believe that it's a coincidence that everything that's been happening with me, people making threats on my life, things like that, um, all in the same timeline of me going down this rabbit hole with Vicky and others too, because I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see what I've been missing. And what I've been missing is it's like it's always been right in front of my face. Well, Vicky is being trafficked and she's always had handlers, and so has her mother. Her mother is a prime example of an experience that I had in LA. This woman is being controlled, the mother, by drugs. I don't believe Vicky is being controlled by drugs. I believe that Vicky always wanted acceptance. She always wanted approval. And she may have found people on the internet that accepted her, that approve of her, that give her approval, right? That validate her, right? But at the same time, she got to deal with what else comes with the internet, right? Because we remember at the beginning of this conversation, I said that in order to be on the internet, you have to perform. You have to be something that you're not. That was the rules that society created. That's how social media blew up to be what it is now. So I believe that Vicky, she wants to maintain her connection to the people that make her feel purposeful. Whoever those people are, because everybody that's on the internet that creates an audience, they all got an audience. Whether it's 2 people, 2,000 people, 2 million people, everybody got an audience. Okay. And depending on how much they're willing to perform, their audience gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And if they decide to stop performing one day, their audience may decrease. I feel like Vicky wants something that a lot of people want, to just be able to exist in the world and feel like that's enough. Like that there's no extra razzle dazzle needed. You hear that? Gunfire. This is all part of what I'm talking about right now. Because I don't believe that, like, listen, I'm not going to say, okay, people can't be shooting. But since I've been here the last 2.5 weeks, okay, there ain't been no shooting. And people said that multiple times. It's like, yeah, it's always shootings around here. I said, I ain't heard not one shooting. But that's nothing to a person who's seen a lot of shooting, who's heard a lot of gunfire in different parts of the world, right? I've always been witness to something like that, so it's not something that scares me. I've lost people to gun violence. I feel like the point right here, right now, is, are you going to be afraid? Are you going to let them silence you? Are you going to let them scare you into submission? Because that's the point for me. Because I'm the one that chooses to be fearless enough to say all of this. I'm fearless enough to say all of this because I'm looking at people like, whoa, Vicky on the internet, and I'm realizing that, like, damn, that could have been me. Everything that happened in LA was all just a mastermind plan